Hey guys, it's Coach Teresita, performance coach at Activate. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great power workout for you today. We're going to be focusing a little bit on explosiveness in our lower body as well as our upper body. We're going to go into a warm-up, a little bit of mobility, some movements, and then we'll go into our circuits to finish off. So for our warm-up, we're going to start with some toe touches. Those are just going to look like this. Bending forward here, touching each toe, coming back up. We're going to be alternating here. We'll go 3 more on each side. Feel a good stretch in your hamstrings here. Hope everyone is having a great morning so far. Good. After those, we're going to go into some knee hugs. Same thing, we'll be alternating, bringing that knee towards our chest and back down. Good. We'll go 2 more on each side. Good. After these, we're going to go into our ankle grabs. So right here, that same arm pulling on that same ankle. You should feel a stretch in your quads. Alternate. We'll go 5 on each side. Like I said, some of the movements we're going to be doing today, some skater hops, some jump squats, broad jumps, just working on that lower body power and explosiveness. Good. After those, we're going to go into our good mornings. The hands on hips here, little hip hinge. Again, you should be feeling that in your hamstrings, glutes, all the way down. We're going to go for 10 of these. Make sure we're keeping our back and neck aligned here. We don't want to keep our head up here. Everything in a nice straight line. Good. And our legs are staying pretty straight here. Slight bend at the knees. Good. Let's go 1 more after this one. Good. Same thing. Now we're going to do it a single leg. So reaching those arms forward. One of those legs is extending behind you. We're going to go 5 each side. Working on your balance here a little bit. Want to do this movement nice and slow. Good. We got 1 more, and then we'll switch to the other side. Same thing, other side. Balance on that other leg. Reach those arms forward. Good. And this leg is only bent slightly. Good. Let's go 2 more. Good. After these, we're going to go into just some regular squats. We'll have our arms here in front of us. We're going to go into 10 squats. So again, always focusing on pushing those knees outwards. We don't want our knees to cave in here. So as we lower, just focus on pushing those knees out. Good. We'll go 2 more. Good. We'll go into our split stance position here. It's going to look like this from the side. We're going to go 5 split stance squats. Good. Last one. And switch. Other leg in front. And same thing, just dropping this knee straight down, bringing it back up. Good. Last one. Now we're going to go into our lateral lunges. So stepping out to the side here, pushing our hips back and both of our feet facing straight. Good, we'll go 5 each side, so we'll go 1 more on this side. We'll switch. The other foot, taking that step out to the side. Like I said, we're pushing these hips back and back to the starting position. So push those hips back as you lower to that side. Good. Last one. Good. Now we're going to go on to the floor here. We're going to go into our scorpion. So we're going to lay on our stomach. We're going to have our arms out to the side, our eyes and head facing down here. And then your opposite leg is going to try to reach for that opposite hand. Good. We're going to go 5 each way. Just working on that mobility and that rotation in our spine. Good. 1 more each side here. Good. After those, we're going to come into our quadruped position on our hands and our knees, making sure our hands are right below our shoulders and our knees are right below our hips. We're going to go into our cat-camels or our pelvic tilts. So these will look like this. Pulling that belly button towards your spine. And then pulling it and pushing it to the floor. So pull it up towards your spine. Push it towards the floor. Good. We're going to go 10 of these, nice and slow. Focusing on our breathing. Good. Let's go 1 more. Good. Then we're going to go into a little bit more of our thoracic spine here with some rotations. So reaching under here in that same position and reaching towards the ceiling here. Following your hand with your eyes. You feel a nice rotation all here in your spine, that thoracic part. Good, we'll switch sides. We're going to go about 8 on each side. Good, let's go 2 more. Good, staying in the same position, we're going to go into our hydrants. So lifting one leg up here, bringing it back down, just pulling it away from the body, bringing it back in. We're going to go 8 on each side. Good, we want to keep our neck in line with our spine. Good. We'll bring that knee down. We'll do the same thing on the other side, another 8. Just trying to warm up those hip flexors. While we're jumping, we're going to do. Good. After those, we're just going to do some hip circles. 5 going forward, 5 going back in the same position. Now we're going to go in circles instead of out to the side only. Then we'll go 1 more forward. Same thing going back. Good. Other side. 5 hip circles forward. 5 going back. Good. I don't know about you guys, but I already broke a sweat. And that was just the warm up, so you guys can drink a little bit of water. Next thing we're going to go into is going to be some mobility exercises. For those, we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the hips as well as our shoulders. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time there. We're going to start our mobility on the ground. Good. So we're going to start here on the ground, similar to this 90-90 position that we've done in the past, to work on our internal and our external rotation. But now we're going to face forward here. That same position, 90-degree angles here. What we're going to do now is just lean a little bit back here. You can have your hands back here to help you a little bit. We're just going to be switching from this side to the other side. So trying to keep that same position the whole time. We're just going to lift to the other side here. Good, so we're going to go for 8 each side. Try and keep that same position. So if you notice that the 90-degree angle gets a little bit close like this, you can just fix your positioning. If you want a little bit more of a challenge here, you can try to not use your hands. That will make it a little bit more difficult. Good, we'll go one more time, coming out to the side here. Good. Next, we're going to come onto our feet here. We're going to work a little bit on our shoulder here. So we're going to take our time for these. Not rushing through these movements. We're going to start with our palm right here at our side, facing out towards you. We're going to externally rotate it. We're going to reach across our body here, lifting it up. So the whole time we want to keep our arm nice and straight. Once we reach here, our palm is going to be facing towards us. We're going to bring that arm around here, working on that internal rotation. So as you're bringing it to your back here, we still want to focus on turning it here. And then we're going to do the opposite, all the way to where we started, right here at our side. We're going to go 5 on each side. So again, starting here, reaching in front of you, bringing it up nice and slow, facing you here, reaching behind you. We're turning our wrist here. And as we're coming towards our back here, our wrist is still turned this way. Same thing. Coming up by the side of your ear, bringing it across your body, and back here. We're going to go for 3 more on this side. Same thing. Externally rotate. Bring it across your body here. Let's do shoulder flexion here by the side of your head. Internally rotate here and back. So again, we're doing these nice and slow, really focusing on the movement here. Let's go again. Then we got 1 more on this side. Good, last one. We got 5 on the other side. Bear it up into shoulder flexion. Going behind your back here. Focus on still internally rotating. Bring it back to the starting position. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to start with our external rotation. Palm facing towards you guys. Reach across the body. Bring it up into shoulder flexion. Behind you, we're twisting that wrist away from you into internal rotation here. And repeat going back. Bringing it across your body. And here. Again. Good. Got 3 more on this side. Good. This one, we got one more. Good, last one. Externally rotate, bring it across your body, up by your ear into shoulder flexion. Behind here, twist the wrist into internal rotation. And back around. Good. I'm going to go back onto the ground here. We're just going to go into that 90-90 position one more time. We'll take a little break after that, and then we'll get into our movement. So one more round of just the 90-90 switches here. So again, both legs at a 90-90 degree angle. We're just switching them here. So we're going to go 8 each side. So again, you have your hands behind you to help you out a little bit there. We're leaning just a little bit back. Good, let's go 2 more each way. Good. We can take a little break here, grab some water. Next thing we're going to go into is going to be our movement. We're going to go into a little bit of our quick response, some skater hops, a little bit of jump squats as well. Good, so our first exercise we're going to do here is going to be some quick response. So for these, we're going to imagine there's a line on the ground here. You can either grab your towel and mark a little line here. We're going to focus on jumping over the line and back. We're going to do that for 8 seconds. I'm going to put a timer, and we're just going to focus on going over that line and back, just projecting that ground, jumping up, side to side. So again, I'm going to put 8 seconds on our timer. We're just going to be jumping from side to side. So if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and get started. And 8 seconds. Just jumping over as fast as you can. Jumping over that towel or that imaginary line. And stop. Okay, we'll take a few seconds. We'll go through that one more time. Just focusing on being quick here over that line. Kind of similar to the ones that we do where we're jumping over that line or leading with one foot. And this time we're just jumping with both feet over that line. Let's go again, another 8 seconds. And go. Good. And stop. Good. Your heart rate should be a little high right now. Next thing we're going to go into, we're going to do 5 of these each way, focusing on one side first. What we're going to do is kind of like what we did for our last workout. We're going to go into a skater hop to stick, but instead of just starting off here and going into that skater hop, we're going to do a little bit of our quick response. So working on rejecting that ground, kind of like what we did right now for the lateral quick response. So we're going to start on one leg here. We're going to do 2 jumps and then go into that skater hop and stick it at the end here. We're just going to hold about 1-2 seconds. So here we're not just doing 2 little hops. We're really focusing on pushing away from that ground before we go into that skater hop. So again, it's going to be 2 jumps here, skater hop, and we're going to stick here. So again, you want to focus on pushing your hips back a little bit and catching yourself with that glute on that side. You're going to end up here in this position. We're just going to hold it about 2 seconds and make sure it's your opposite hand that ends up in front of that foot. Let's get started. We're going to go 5 going this way. So let's go. 1, 2. Good. Go back to the starting position. We got 4 more. So push away from that ground, skater hop, and stick. Try to get higher for each of those skater hops. Good. It's okay if you can't hold it there for too long. Just try your best when we're sticking it to that ground there. Go 2 more. Good. Really focus on pushing those hips back when we're landing on the other side here. Last one. Push away from that ground. Good. Same thing. Now we're going to go the opposite way. So now onto the other foot. 2 jumps here, pushing away from that ground into that skater hop and sticking. Good. Push away from that ground, skater hop, stick, hold 2 seconds. Good, we got 2 more. Good. Last one. Good, you might notice you're a little bit better on one side, that's okay. We'll take a little break here. We're going to go through that one more time. Again, starting with 2 rounds of that lateral quick response, which is going to be 2 jumps going over that towel or that imaginary line for 8 seconds. So 2 rounds of that. Then we're going to go into our skater hop to stick again. Good. Let's get ready to go. Same thing. Our hops over that line and back. 8 seconds and go. As fast as you can. Rejecting that ground. Hopping over. Last second and stop. Good. We'll catch our breath a little bit. We'll do that one more time. Good. Let's get ready. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay, last one. And go. As fast as you can there. 2 more seconds. And stop. Good. We go back into that quick response to skater hop to stick. So again, 5 going each way. We're going to start with that left leg on the ground, jumping to the right. So push away from that ground into jumps, skater hop, and stick. Skater hop to stick. Good. You guys can do those last 2 reps there while I tie my shoe. Good. Last one. Good. Same thing, going the opposite way. Remember, we are holding that position for about 2 seconds on the other side. So with the other leg on the ground, 2 jumps here. Good. Really focusing on pushing away from that floor. Good. We got 3 more. Good. Last one. Good. Good job, guys. We'll get a little break here before we go into our first circuit. Good. Those movements were about working on just our quick feet, being explosive. We're gonna stick to that a little bit for our circuit. We're gonna start with broad jumps. Now we're gonna add a little bit of that upper body explosiveness as well, and a little bit of core. So our first exercise is gonna be a broad jump. We're gonna have 5 reps of these. These are just gonna be jumps going forward here. Just try to cover as much ground as you can and walking it back to where we started. And same thing. Really focusing on using those arms as well. So we're gonna go for 5 jumps of those. Then we're going to come here to the ground. We're going to work on our upper body strength and explosiveness. So we're going to go into concentric push-ups here. So we're focusing on the pushing up here. So we're not going to start in our regular push-up position with our arms extended. We're actually going to start on the ground here with our hands here by our side, elbows kind of tucked in here. We don't want to have them too out to the side. So we'll be here, and we're really going to focus on pushing off of that ground and exploding all the way up here. So from here, you can kind of just bring your knees down here and come back down here. What we're really focusing on is pushing away from the ground, not really the lowering phase of that push-up. We're going to go for 5 of those. After we're done with those, we're going to stay in this push-up position. And we're going to do an alternate toe touch here, so opposite hand, opposite foot, and then coming back to that push-up position. Alternating sides here, back into that push-up position. So we're going to go 5 toe taps on each side. Those are our 3 exercises. We're going to start with our first circuit. So starting with those broad jumps. We've got 5 of those, so jumping forward, try to cover as much ground as you can, using your arms as well, and walking it back to your starting position. So let's go, 5 jumps here. Good. Walking it back here, so make sure we're really squatting down here, pushing our hips back, arms back as well. And nice big jump, 3 more of those. Good, last 2. Good, nice big jump each time. Try to beat it every rep if you can. Good. On the floor, into those concentric push-ups. So for these, again, starting on the floor instead of with our arms extended. Feet on the ground here, and push up and back down. So again, the lowering part does not matter. We're focusing on the explosiveness here. Good. So these you can do at your own pace as long as you get 5 reps in. Good. Good, our last exercise here. We have our downward dog, alternating toe touch, 5 each side. We're starting in this push-up position, reaching for that opposite foot, back into that position, and alternating. Good, so we got 10 total here. 2 more each side. Good. And good. That's our first round right there. You can catch your breath over if you need to. We're going to go 2 more rounds of those. So back into our broad jumps. We got 5 reps here. Let's get ready. And go. Good. We're using those arms. Good. Last 2. And last one. Good. Good. So back on that floor. Working on our explosiveness in our upper body and our push-ups. Starting on the floor here. If you need to modify these, you can do these on your knees as long as you're still focusing on being explosive and pushing away from that floor. We have 5 more here. And go. Good. And using your knees to bring it back down. Last 2. And last one. Good. Now we're coming up into that push-up position with our arms extended. 5 alternating toe touches each side. We got 10 total here. Good. 2 more each side. Good. Good job, guys. We have 1 more round of that circuit. We'll catch our breath a little bit. We'll go into our last round, starting with our broad jumps. Last 5 here. Try to cover as much ground there as you can. Last 3 jumps. Good. Last one. Good. Onto that floor for our last round of our explosive push-ups here. Really focusing on that concentric phase of that push-up. Starting with our hands on the ground here. Explode all the way up. Good. 2. Using your knees to bring you back down. And last 2. Really push away from that floor. Good. Into that push-up position. Arms extended. Hands right below those shoulders. Your last alternating toe touches. Good. 5, 6, 2 more each side. And 10, good. Good job, guys. We'll rest about a minute here. We'll grab some water. Catch your breath a little bit. Good. Take some nice deep breaths. Stretch a little bit. While you guys drink your water, rest a little bit, I'll demonstrate our exercises for our next circuit. For those, we're going to start with our alternating jump split squats here. So starting in the split squat position here, using our arms as well. We'll be alternating from side to side here. We're going to go for 10 reps total, so it's going to be 5 on each side. That's our first exercise. Our second one, we're going to go into a bear crawl. I'll show you guys from here, and then I'll change my angle, but we're going to go 3 steps each way, twice. So 3 steps going to the right here, 3 steps going back, and 1 more time. So that position is going to look like this on our hands and our feet, and making sure that our knees right below our hips. We don't want to have our feet too back here, just here, back nice and straight, and taking our steps to the side and back. So again, 3 steps to the right, 3 steps to the left, twice. After those, we'll come into our push-up position again. We're going to go into our thrusters here. We'll start with our legs out behind us like this, bringing them up, our knees close to our chest, and extending them again. So here and back. Kind of like that part that we do in a burpee. We're going to go for 6 thrusters. I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds just to get ready here. And then we'll start. Good. So again, starting with our alternating jump split squats, 5 each side, so 10 total. Let's get ready. Using our arms as well here, so always opposite leg, opposite arm in front. And go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Into our bear crawl position. So again, hands below our shoulders, our knees right below our hips, but we're on our feet here. 3 steps to the right, 3 steps to the left. One more time. Good. For those, we want to focus on keeping our back nice and straight here. Imagine you have like a glass of wine on your back and you don't want to spill it. So really just controlling that movement here. Let's go into our thrusters. We got 6 here. Starting in our push-up position. Bring those feet towards you and out. Last one. Good. Back on our feet. We have 2 more rounds of this. Same thing. Our jump, split squats, bear crawls, and thrusters. Let's go. Second round. In our position here. And go. Good. Back into our bear crawl. Keeping our back nice and straight. On our hands and our feet. 3 steps. Same thing going back. And repeat. Good. Good. You feel those legs on fire, those arms as well. We go into our thrusters here, into our push-up position, bringing those feet and those knees close to your chest and out. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one. Good. Good job, guys. We're almost done. So 1 more round. We'll catch our breath a little bit. For these, we'll go into a cool down stretch. We're good to go. Let's go, our last round. Arms out in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Into our bear crawl position. I don't know about you guys, but this is the worst part of that circuit. Good, let's go. 3 steps. Good. Last 3 steps. Good. We got our thrusters. Last exercise. Finish this one off strong. Push-up positions. Legs extended. And go. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. His arms, his legs should be burning too. Grab a little bit of water before we go into our cool down stretch. Good job, guys. So we're going to go to this position right here. We're going to go into a pigeon stretch. We'll have one leg out in front of us. This other leg, we're going to put behind us here. Our foot will be facing down here. We're just going to lean forward. So from the side, it'll look like this. One leg out in front, the other one behind you here. It's okay if you can't really sit all the way down. As long as you feel a little stretch in this leg, you should feel it in your glute as well. You're gonna lean forward here. If you can't really feel it, then you can walk your hands out a little bit further, lean a little bit more. You should definitely feel that in that glute. We'll just hold there a few seconds. We'll walk it back up. And same thing, just lean a little bit forward here. And breathe. Good. We'll do one more and then we'll switch to the other side. Good. We'll switch sides here. Other leg out in front. The other one is going to be right here behind you. I'm just leaning forward here. Hands out in front of you. You should feel that in that glute, in that leg that's in front. And sit back up. We'll go back down again, hold a few seconds. We'll walk it back up, and we got one more. Good, hold. And back. We'll stay here on the ground. We'll go into our prayer stretch just to stretch out our lats, our upper body a little bit. We're sitting all the way down here. We're going to walk our hands forward, reach, just feel a stretch all in your lats. We'll hold that a few seconds. We'll walk our hands out here to the left to really feel that stretch in your right lats. If you don't feel it, try stretching a little bit more forward and out to the side. We're going to reach the other way. Walking your hands out to the right. Make sure you reach them forward. Just feel that all throughout that side. And good. Feel free to do a few more stretches on your own. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout. Bye.